those people who say money doesn't buy you everything, money doesn't buy you happiness, are always rich. And if they're not rich, they're truly happy people who have either seen rich lifestyle and the sadness attached with it. Um, and I have seen both. I come from a family I was poor in my childhood, but while I was a child, most likely in my teenage years, um, my family got quote unquote rich. To the point where I have seen incredible instability, even in terms of housing and education, to so much security that I don't work right now for someone else. And that kind of quote unquote hustle that I've seen my parents doing has shaped a lot of my ideas around a lot of things, with respect to me, with respect to seeing the surroundings on different situations, things like that. And the most important thing that I've noticed is the kind of gaslighting that people do around money and around the people who either have money and don't have money, whether they do it to themselves or the opposite side. The point being, there's a misconception that um people who are rich are inherently more intelligent than people who are not. And I have seen people who are poor just deny their intelligence in front of rich people. And they're not like pretending to. They actually deny that the intelligent thing they said is dumb. And some people, rich people, rejoice in that. I'm gonna be very honest. And that's how I think a lot of governments work too. The more you deny on your right opinion that crumbles their power, the more happy they're gonna be. And they're gonna use it as a way to insult you. For example, a guy who already had a successful business, as he told me, just because I once called him a mentor and I was lying. He didn't do anything of mentorship. He was not even very experienced or anything. He was 1 year younger than me, had business for 1 or 2 years, something like that. And he started calling me names, stupid and stuff, over other things, while he was trying to steal my idea. So a lot of business, money, things like that involve incredible manipulation. What you will notice is that highly intelligent people form almost a full circle with people who are either narcissistic or sociopathic, things like that. They have similar sets of traits. Not even traits, they have similar sets of steps that they take towards life, but they come from two complete opposite places of mindsets. For example, a person who is narcissistic will mimic people, especially in business areas. You see a lot of narcissistic people where they mimic other business people to act authoritarian. So they are great risk takers as well. Versus a person who is highly, incredibly intelligent, and I'm not just logistically, but like emotionally too. Those people come from a place of understanding that you can still be scared and still take risks. So their authority comes from knowledge. You can easily tell the difference between the two. If you are in a space where both of them are present. But if you're looking from afar, you cannot really differentiate between what's the right way to earn money and what's not, and how you actually get the money and how you don't. For the narcissistic people, they're very loud. And a lot of people that we have right now in terms of who has the most money are the people who sort of display this trait where they step on other people to get to the top. And that comes from, I think I would say, from the Great Depression type of events, from Corona, from things like that, where if you didn't do that, you had no choice to even survive. I mean, no way to survive, in the sense that you had to do it to even be able to eat. But that doesn't mean it won't backfire. There will be so many places where, because you don't have the complete knowledge, you will be hurt. Or you stepped on someone and you didn't know what could happen, and it can backfire intensely. How many do your research, figure out how many people who were rich were either killed by someone, who were rich were either in danger of their life or have been in danger of their life. How many people who were rich were endangering other people's lives? How many people who were rich were endangering their own life by being incredibly stressed out, depressed, and abusing other people or getting abused, you know? This happens when, as a person, you form yourself into a machine mindset. You act like if you will have money, you will have happiness. It also happens when you are a poor person and you think that when you will have money and you can just work your way up, you will have the right to hurt other people or yourself, or you will have everything. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. It is 100% true that rich people have more access towards the tools that make people happy. But it's in the person's ability to feel happiness that many rich people lose a lot of time ago, because they're so entangled in that web of lies or manipulation, or even not even that, many a times they just lack the knowledge of what they have done to come this far. They have the money, but the way that they made for themselves is a web that's gonna haunt them later. That does a lot of times. So if you look at money as a servant, you'll have to repay the quote unquote repay the debt of being its servant later. If you look at money as a tool towards happiness, you have to work on side by side, where you are working on knowing how you will be happy. When you will have money, what will make you happy? Right now, how will you be happy? Separate the two things. Then when you know what you have to do to be happy, or what makes you happy, how do I incorporate money into that, and how will money be the tool to that? Then it's just a tool. Like even in other kinds of tools, let's say social media or AI tools, whatever, you need to learn how to use the particular tool, right? Money is just a tool. You are the human being. Money should not control you, and that's what it has been doing over generations. I don't think we know that it's just because we are just yapping away to glory, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're a billionaire or not. I don't think people know how to use money. Those who know, they're not even talking about money. I'm gonna be very honest. You will not catch them working at all. You will not catch them caring at all. Like even those people who you catch working, who you catch who you catch not working, and who you catch not talking about money, a lot of them are in webs that if they lose all the money, it's just gonna be over. Not just for them, but for the millions of people. Like it will be a huge scandal, things like that. But when a person is well versed in money, most of the incredibly savvy people that I know who understand money, who understand how work is done, who don't build legacy by traumatizing others. You strip away all their money in one day, and they'll still be able to pick themselves up. Again, if you completely crash their dreams, take all their friends and family and put them against that one person, they will still fight the world and build another big project or money generating machine or something like that, because they truly understand money. Their whole identity, their whole perception of themselves and how the society should perceive them is not just based on money. It's based on inherent value and a core understanding of what they want and how money can be used as a tool and what is money. I don't think a lot of people do that, no matter how rich they are, especially going on by the act that people put up on hustle culture. It's toxic. It's toxic. I'm gonna be very honest. It's not just toxic, it's buffoonery. Because most of those people don't really hustle. Do you know who hustles? Go to a third world country. In a third world country, go to a village. In a village, go to a farmer. And look at that farmer's children. They're working at a farm while studying. And that was my dad. And all of this that I said was from the experience that I've lived. Not just with that person, but with the community, with my education, with everything. They are just acting, and the it's literally all an act, and the money that they're earning is from that acting. That's why salespeople are taught to build a story, because people like stories, things like that. Because it's all acting. Most of those stories are not real, obviously. People know. And even if they're real, they're used for sales. They're not used as stories. They're used to capture. It's all acting. So if you're acting for money, it's momentary, momentary bliss. Take that job from them and watch. And I definitely come from a privileged space, speaking, where I am right now not working a job and I'm free to not do so. But I have also lived a life where, not going into too much detail, I have seen what money does to people. And how what's going on inside is hidden from the rest of the world. And the rest of the world refuses to believe in what's going on the inside. For the person who's making money, for the identity, for the social perception versus the self-perception and things like that. Everything that I talked about in this video. Everything is an act. And it's the same for the poor people. The fact that poor people by that act is an act itself, because I don't think any poor person who, if they look at it intellectually, will buy the fact that if you just work harder, you're gonna make money. Unless you're self-sacrificing type of a person, which I think most of the people are. Simply from the fact that it's generational trauma, not just on one country, not just on one family, but on the whole world, carried out together, because those things happened globally. And we, as a society, as a humanity, think that those things are like gone by the generation, but that's not true. Those are just normalized. So